Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 84, entitled The Sages' Teachings at Kurukshetra, text number 12. Nagni na suryo na cha chandra taraka, na bujalankang swashano tavan manaha. Upasita Veda Krito Harantagam Vipaschito Gnanti Muhuta Sevaya. Translation and purport by the servants of His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Neither the demigods controlling fire, the sun, the moon, and the stars, nor those in charge of earth, water, ether, air, speech, and mind actually remove the sins of their worshippers, who continue to see in terms of dualities. But wise sages destroy one's sins when respectfully served for even a few moments. Purport. An immature devotee of the Supreme Lord may accept only the deity of the Lord as divine and see everything else as material, even the Lord's confidential servants. Nonetheless, because he recognizes Lord Vishnu's supreme position, such a devotee is better situated than materialistic worshippers of the demigods, and he thus deserves a degree of respect. Association with advanced sages, either directly or by hearing their instructions, is recommended in this verse for one who wishes to advance beyond the lowest stages of devotional life. A neophyte devotee may be free from the more obvious sins of violence against innocent creatures and against his own body and mind. But until he becomes very advanced on the devotional path, he must always contend with the subtler contaminations of false pride, disrespect toward respectable Vaishnavas, and lack of compassion for suffering creatures. The best remedy for these symptoms of immaturity is to hear from and honor pure Vaishnavas and to assist them in working to deliver the fallen conditioned souls. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshware Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavenebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarina Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna. So first I would like to offer my respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnavas gathered, especially the senior devotees, Prabhupada disciples, and I'd like to beg their blessings that I may say something which may be beneficial for all of us from the Bhagavatam. Grantarat Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. So the chapter is called The Sages' Teachings at Kurukshetra. The setting is Kurukshetra. Different personalities had come there for the solar eclipse to gain auspiciousness from the holy place. Previously, the queens of Dwarka were hearing from the gopis of Vrindavan, and they were exchanging different kathas about Krishna. And then also the sages happened to come to that place. And when the sages come, then everyone was very happy to receive them. And most of all, Lord Krishna began to glorify the potency of the sages. He is acknowledging that they are rare to see. Their darshan is rare. And to glorify the sages, first Lord Krishna speaks of his disqualification and the disqualification of everyone to get their darshan, which is of course surprising because there's nobody more qualified than Lord Krishna. But Lord Krishna is also the reservoir of all good qualities. And one of those good qualities is that the Lord is humble, and he knows how to honor those who are worshipable and those who are honorable. So he says, just to recap in text 10, how is it that people who are not very austere and who recognize God only in his deity form in the temple can now see you, touch you, inquire from you, bow down to you, worship your feet, and serve you in other ways? 11 says, mere bodies of water are not the real sacred places of pilgrimage, nor are mere images of earth and stone the true worshipable deities. These purify one only after a long time. But saintly sages purify one immediately upon being seen. Today, neither the demigods controlling fire, the sun, the moon, and the stars, nor those in charge of earth, water, ether, air, speech, and mind actually remove the sins of their worshippers, who continue to see in terms of. But wise sages destroy one's sins when respectfully served for even a few moments. So the Lord is moving our attention from the external ritual worship that may go on. Many people come to the holy places just to see the different rituals that are performed. In fact, most of the times we see that people have more faith in hearing all the Vedic mantras and seeing lots of incense, burn, see the flame. They feel that that is more useful than, say, chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord. In this very Krishna Balaram temple, when Srila Prabhupada was installing the deities of Krishna Balaram, Gauranitai, Lalita Vishaka, and Shri Radhe Shyam, to make it acceptable for the Brajabasis and the local people, then Srila Prabhupada invited some Brahmanas, so that the Brahmanas can come and chant many mantras. And by their chanting and by performing those rituals, then the people would have faith that actually this was real deity worship. Because already they were thinking this Mlecha Mandir, Ingresi Mandir, they have no faith. How is it possible that they can actually get benefit from following such sadhus? So the Lord is saying, well, the rituals, they are good, they are nice, but this is not the core. He also brings into the picture the Devatas. They are also worshipped profusely, in India especially. You find also ancient civilizations, the Mayan civilizations, African civilizations, the Aztecs, Greek, they all talk of gods. You've heard of Greek gods. In Africa, they talk about African gods. South America, they talk about South American gods. So we understand from the Vedas, there cannot be different gods for different areas. This is one universe, and it is governed by the same sets of universal leaders. Lord Brahma being the Pitamaha, and then you have the famous argument now, is it 33 crore Devatas, or it's 33 sets of Devatas? So that worship is also external. Lord Krishna wants to bring back the focus to the main message of the Bhagavatam, which is pure devotional service. And this pure devotional service begins when one comes in contact with a pure devotee. Srila Rupa Goswami has written that devotional service begins by Guru Padashraya. One must first take shelter at the lotus feet of a spiritual master. And by that taking shelter, then one can actually understand what is Dham, what is deity, what is Nam, and what is Seva. Just by looking, the eyes cannot really give us a full picture of what is going on. In the 11th canto, Lord Krishna, speaking to Uddhava, makes this point that my devotees, they bestow divine eyes. Unlike the sun, Surya, who gives some sort of vision only when he's up in the sky. That the devotees, my devotees, are actually one's real family, and they are even better than myself. So the Lord establishes before his worship the worship of his own devotee. That we should understand that the devotees are the gateway to Krishna. They say, love me, love my dog. I think in India that doesn't translate so well. Dogs are not so, they are becoming more and more popular in the cities. But generally in India, everyone understands dogs to be dirty. They're for staying outside. In the world today, because people are starving of genuine relationships, heartfelt relationships, we are finding that the dog is emerging as a champion of sincerity and offering unconditional affection to the people. Yes, many people, even their own family members, if they get to see them once a year, it is something amazing. And because it is said every living being by nature is a servant. Jivera Sarupaho Krishnera Nityadas, Nityadas, Nityadas. So Nityadas, always a servant. The Prabhupada said, if you don't serve God, then you will serve dog. And we are seeing that the dogs actually, because they are so chaste, they are becoming most deserving of the service of man. This is the material platform. Everyone knows of a so-called friend who has stabbed you in the back. A friend who has broken trust. We all know people who've made vows in sickness or in health, for richer or for poor, till death do us part, who all of a sudden say, actually, I'm tired of this relationship, I want out. And so people are giving up on human relations and are taking shelter of serving dogs. Because the dogs, even if you kick them, they will come, and then again they will come wagging their tail, trying to lick you. They very quickly forgive offenses, even heavy offenses. Whereas human beings, they'll quote you. I remember in 1994, in October, the way you looked at me, Prabhuji. You didn't even say anything, just the way you looked at me. So relationships and the spirit of service, this is where human beings thrive. This is what the living being is looking for. Where to open my heart and to give my heart fully in service and get reciprocation. Now when in the age of Kali, we are becoming more and more unqualified to reciprocate love due to being selfish. Selfishness means me, 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 me. And that makes the heart hard. And once the heart is hard, then hard hearts break hearts. Everybody's caged up because you're trying to protect whatever you think is yours, I and mine. Now, without realizing this love and service, no one will be satisfied. No one will be satisfied. I like to ask this question because I find it very important that although people are giving up on love in actual dealings, but nobody seems to want to give up on the idea of unconditional love. That somehow or the other we want it. Although our experience is that, no, it's not really happening. Even parents, who are the symbol of the most unconditional love, they also have T's and C's. There are some clauses that you must fulfill for the parent to fully feel connected and accept you. Is there any devotee here who, when accepting Krishna consciousness, had some fights with the parents? Anyone who can raise hands? Don't be shy. Maybe there's a prize if you raise your hand. You don't know. Okay. There's a few. It's maybe not so prevalent in India because culturally maybe you're raised in a Brahminical family or a Vaishnava family. But who here, when they wanted to join the ashram, had problems with parents? There's a few, yes. So, although we understand that Shri Radha and Krishna are our supreme parents, our worldly parents, they expect that you will serve them as they have served you. They expect from you, you will make some money, you will bring some name and fame to the family, you will bring some nice bride who will do some good service here, give us nice children. And if you go against that, oh, they can become very upset. My own mother, who is very favorable now, please give your blessings to her. When I told her that I want to become a monk, she said, "Oh, more like a monkey." I said, "Ma, I thought you believed in God. When I was wasting my life, spoiling my life, you were not angry with me. You never sat me down to give me big advice." She said to me, "If you join the Hare Krishnas, then don't expect any maintenance from me. Let the Hare Krishnas take care of you." I said, "Oh, now I see who you are. You are a wolf in sheep's clothing." I was, just full of enthusiasm and fanaticism. I said, "You think that you are maintaining me?" I started quoting Prabhupada, that God is maintaining everyone. Who do you think is feeding the elephants? The elephants eat so much every day, they don't have a job. You think if I work for God, He will not maintain me? He will maintain me. He is also maintaining you. So I could understand at that point that conditional life naturally means we have self-interest. What's in it for me? Although this is my child and I want them to be happy, but I am interested in my happiness also from this child. That even God becomes a problem when He's interfering with our plans. Now Krishna wants to mend this relationship between ourselves and the Supreme Lord. And therefore here it is discussed that the immature devotee, I'm sure most devotees here are fully mature, ripe, Bhagavad devotees. Yes, and this is the attitude we should have to see others, that the devotees, they are more advanced than me, that I want to take shelter of them. If the opposite is there, that I think that I am big devotee, just see my chair. It's very big, no? Look, my garland, you don't have one. I have a stick. Where's your stick? Huh? I am big, you are small. So this is called false pride. And it is said, when pride comes, what is next? Pride comes before a fall. Means the living being falls from grace, from the truth, that he is an infinitesimal spark. He's Anu. Soon as he thinks, I am Vibhu, I am Ishvara, I am controller, he is already fallen from the truth. And so this false pride, it affects us as immature devotees. See, our Lord Indra, he is big Devata, big controller. And because of being a big controller, and he's blessing us with these rains. Don't you feel better today? Everything has cooled down. I know I've been suffering with the heat and humidity. People sometimes ask me, but Maharaj, aren't you from Africa? They think that Africa must be hotter than India. That's why our skin color is darker. No. India is actually much hotter. Yes. It is just that Krishna was kind on the Africans. He gave them some sham type of color. Yeah? Don't be envious of our dark color. So, Lord Krishna, He is merciful and kind to all living beings. And when Lord Indra, being affected by his position of being big controller in the universe, when he saw that this young boy, somehow or the other, because he's got a sharp tongue, sweet tongue, he's convinced the Brajabasis not to perform his puja. Or he became upset. What is this nonsense? What is this boy? Why is this Brajabasi listening to such a talkative boy? Oh, I see. See now what happens? It is said we see the world according to the classes that we're wearing. What is the Sanskrit? Atmavan Manyate Jagat. He is puffed up, feeling pride, offended, when he sees these Vrajabasis, they've become puffed up. They've forgotten who I am. They are listening to this small boy and they are giving up my worship. And he goes from 0 to 100 in 1.1 second. Instead of saying, maybe let me go and talk to them, find out why are you doing this, he thinks that I will crush them, I will kill them, I will destroy the entire village and their whole animals. So false pride, it blinds one from one's duty, from one's position, one's service. And then Samvataka clouds, showering Vrindavan with torrents of rain. Everybody is in distress, they are crying, the cows are crying, but they are taking shelter of Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Mahabaho. You are strong, Krishna, you can save us. And Krishna is happy. He loves every opportunity to be the hero. If there's no distress, then when will Krishna show that he can take care of everyone? Right? He lifted Govardhan Hill and everyone was sheltered. He gave his association to everyone. But Lord Krishna didn't forget about Lord Indra. He is also my devotee, but by this false pride that I must also help him. I must transform his understanding, transform his vision. When Lord Indra had used all the Samvataka clouds at his disposal, he saw that it's not really affecting Vrindavan. Gopal Champu says that Anantashesh created like a nice protective layer around the hill. And inside, underneath, everything was nicely decorated. Marble, coral. Everyone was having a good time. You are trying to kill people and then everyone is just peaceful and happy and smiling and enjoying. So he was bewildered. Then his senses started to come to him. So in this way, Prabhupada is the devotees are writing that we need association of advanced devotees. Because in their association, they act like a mirror. What is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's answer to the questions of the residents of Kulina? First year, they are asking him, we are householders. We are absorbed in rupees and cents. You are sending us away from you now, and you are saying that we should serve the devotees. How are we going to recognize who is a devotee? The first year, Mahaprabhu says, anyone who's chanting the holy name, even once, he's a Vaishnav. You should serve him. The next year they ask, he says, anyone who's absorbed, initiated, chanting the holy name, serve him. The next year he says, anyone whom just by seeing you are inspired to chant the holy name, you should always serve with great regard. This is also Vaishnava. So very merciful scale, yes? Chant once, and someone who just by seeing. So if somehow or the other we may feel, because of the anattas of the heart, because of false pride, and you hear sometimes devotees, they have this problem, oh, they are not enough, they are not pure devotees in ISKCON. Or you will hear some sadhus, someone will tell you, nah, no pure devotees in ISKCON. How unfortunate that you are in this Sangha. But come here, come here, come here. If you come to this Baba, you come to this ashram, here you will get real Mahabhagavat. Yes, here nothing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, even if one chants once, he is the best of all human beings and deserves our respect. In our ISKCON movement, devotees are chanting every day, not just once. So aren't these dear Vaishnavas to the Lord? Devotees here have committed themselves, taken vows, are initiated, are worshipping the deity, are chanting every day. Aren't they worshipable? And we see many devotees, we may be spacing out with our unfortunate friend, Mr. Mobile. Oh, what a disgrace to see the human race so entangled with Mr. Mobile. But sometimes there are Vaishnavas, as soon as they come, you realize, hey, I should not be. Because it's not that we're always spacing out. There are also apps with bhajans, there's Veda based, there's so many things you can do which are Krishna conscious. But because it's so absorbing when you see somebody just for more than 10 minutes looking at the phone, the fault-finding mentality. The moon is very nice and bright, but look, it has some dark spots. So very quickly, because Maya is affecting us, we tend to go to the past side. You know, the flies, they like the swords. They're not bees, they like honey. Then we think, oh, this Prabhu is really in Maya, huh? He's so absorbed there in his phone, huh? So it's become difficult. This is in one of our books, that things devotees should not do in public. Look at your phone for more than 10 minutes, because you may lose your credibility. This one is too much into his phone. Point we're making, we are prone to fault find, and also there is danger in the association that we are getting from these phones. However, there are devotees amongst us whom, when we see them, immediately we want to improve ourselves. Yes, you want to find your bead bag and chant. This is the power of devotees. So we have all opportunity to get the shelter of the devotees. And when we are hearing from the devotees in that mood that I am not so important, I need the devotees, then something can go into the heart. Otherwise, it is this mood, oh, who is giving class today? Oh, they said it's Mukunda Prabhu, oh, it is so-and-so Prabhu. And then in our head we are making some calculation. I know that Prabhu. I won't go to the class, you know. But he Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. Isn't Bhagavatam the actual form of Krishna? Haven't we tried to sell Bhagavatam to others? Bhadra Punima, we are preaching, oh, Bhagavatam is the form of Lord Krishna, first, second cantos of the lotus feet. We describe these things. But as soon as the devotee will recite from Bhagavatam, I've forgotten that this Bhagavatam is none different from Krishna. Now I am looking at him, no, actually he's wearing white. I'm a brahmachari. I won't hear from him. Our immaturity has many ways of affecting us. And Srila Prabhupada, it's Srila Prabhupada's servant, Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport that when we are in that immature stage, then the neophyte state, we're affected by this false pride. And the next one is disrespect toward respectable Vaishnavas, who is an emblem of disrespect. Parokshavada is good. We can criticize them, and then we don't feel like I am offending you. Daksha. Isn't Daksha? He was a big progenitor. He conducts big yagyas. He invites the whole universe. Everyone is coming to his program. He has a big program. And he has a beautiful daughter, Sati, but then this Sati, she's attracted to Shiva. Ugh. Daksha was thinking, who did I offend that my number one daughter is now wanting to marry this Shiva? Look at him. Again, using just this material vision to see. He saw Shiva it looks not clean. He's always got ashes everywhere, cobras all over him. He's got a garland of human skulls. Ooh. People in the West, sometimes I meet, although Lord Shiva is also becoming very famous. All glories to the yoga spaces, New Age religion. But some people, conservative Christians, when they feel compassionate to us, they ask us, you're such a nice young man, How can you be in this religion of India? They have these, who are these gods? One of them, he wears a garland of human skulls. I mean, really? How can you think this person is saintly? The assessment is external. What they see is how they are judging. Daksha was the same. Where is Lord Shiva's big house? No, you want son-in-law to have a nice house. As the father-in-law, you can come there, they'll give you big sofa. You can sit there and you can enjoy. Now Lord Shiva is not showing such opulence. He's living under a tree. He's only interested in his Rudraksha beads and chanting. The Daksha was not impressed. And so he was offensive to Lord Shiva, who is very respectable. Shiva means most auspicious. And because of this offense, when Lord Shiva actually appeared at his big function, he didn't pay any respect. It's this guy again. I am the one who needs respect. And that led to the death of his precious daughter, and he himself becoming offensive. He also lost his head, literally. So this disrespect, we lose our heads. We can always remember that. Then we become like a goat. What's the specialty of a goat? There's nothing a goat won't eat. It's like nothing a silly person won't say and nothing a goat won't eat. So pride, disrespect. I won't give further example for the next one, but we'll just mention it. Lack of compassion for suffering creatures. Like Mrigarari. He was half killing the animals. He had no compassion. But when he got the association of Narada Muni, he got to hear, what you are doing, this is wrong. You will have to suffer. And then he changed his ways. He changed his ways. So there is all prospects of transforming when we have the association of pure devotees, of saintly persons. Therefore, sadhu sangha, sava shastrikoi, lava matra sadhu sangha, sava siddhi hoy. Even a moment of that association Srila Prabhupada, he is playing his Dundubi drum, chanting Hare Krishna, Tompkins Square Park, closed eyes. He says, when I opened my eyes, I was surprised. All these young people, they were looking at me. They were surprised. Who is this old man? I was surprised. And this is how this Hare Krishna moment began. One pure devotee, his association. So the devotee is even more important than Lord Krishna, because the devotee is he who has accepted Lord Krishna, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, and who is surrendered to Krishna as a servitor. Therefore, Sakshadhari Tvena Samasta Shastre is none different from Krishna. Krishna says, Mad Bhaktya Pujabhyadika, my devotee is more worshipable than myself. And so our process, every day we are bowing down to our grandfather, Srila Prabhupada. Others may think, what is this? You travel all the way to India, so much money we pay. If our family members saw us every morning, we are bowing down to a statue of some old man. This is what they may think, what is this nonsense? But this is not just some statue, not some old man, no. This is Krishna's right-hand emissary, who is opening up the door to Goloka Vrindavan, who has brought us the treasure of everything we find important as devotees. So let us never minimize the devotees. Let us always worship them, respect them, and honor them. And especially with a humble heart, let us hear from the devotees, because they are simply repeating the message of our parampara. And by this hearing, everything is possible. Kantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gopimanande, Hare Krishna. Does anyone have any comment or complaint? Also chastisement. You want blessing, Prabhu? From here's the blessing. Please, everybody, take a deep breath in and out. In, out. One more. And out. And raise your hands. And together, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. This is the prime benediction. Shreya Kairava Chandika. Let us be that Hare Krishna movement. Chant as much as possible. And then we will be happy. And others will see we are happy. And they will come. And they will be engaged also in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki Gaura Premanande Hari Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namo Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Gaura Premanande.